Hello students, in our last lecture I have explained you the valence band theory and the types of the overlapping and nature of the covalent bonds. So in this lecture we will continue with our next topic, that is the hybridization. So let's start. What is meant by the term hybridization? So hybridization, which can be defined as the process of intermixing of the orbitals of slightly different energies so as to redistribute their energies, resulting in the formation of a new set of orbitals of equivalent energies and shapes. So this is known as the hybridization. So generally, what is hybridization? In hybridization, there is the intermixing of the orbitals which are initially having slightly different energies. For example, when 1 2s and 3 2p orbitals of carbon hybridize, there is the formation of 4 new sp3 hybrid orbitals. Clear? So we can see it like that. For example, in case of beryllium, we are having 1s2 and 2s2, its configuration. Clear? Now, in terms of atomic orbitals, for 2s orbital, beryllium will going to have 2 electrons in 2s orbital, and in 2p there are 3 orbitals which are totally vacant. So what I can do here, there is the transference of electron into 2p orbital. This is the ground state and that will be the excited state. This is the transference of 1 electron. Clear? Now there is the intermixing of 1 2s orbital and 1 p orbital, that is s and p orbitals are going to intermix and results in the formation of sp hybrid orbitals. That is, with intermixing of these orbitals, the next two orbitals that are formed, these both are sp hybridized. Clear? So generally, when s orbital has to intermix with the p orbital, the orbital which lie at the same energy level will going to intermix. Clear? So that will be clear to you with the when we are going to learn about the features of the hybridization. So the first concept of hybridization I have explained you with the help of the example. I hope you all have understood this. And next is the features of hybridization. The number of hybrid orbitals is equal to the number of the atomic orbitals that get hybridized. So read the point again. The number of the hybrid orbitals is equal to the number of the atomic orbitals that get hybridized. Same you can see here. In case of beryllium, the hybridization we have calculated, that is the sp hybridization. How it comes? When 1s and 1p orbital intermix, then this hybridization comes. So the number of orbitals, atomic orbitals which are intermixed are 2, 1s and 1p, and again the number of the orbitals after hybridization, that are hybrid orbitals, are again 2. Clear? So this is the first point, that the number of the hybrid orbitals is equal to the number of the atomic orbitals that get hybridized. Clear? And second point, the hybridized orbitals are always equivalent in energy and shape, and the orbitals that are hybridized, that are equivalent in energy and shape. So you can understand, as I have told you earlier, that in case of the intermixing, when we are taking intermixing of s orbital, that is along z axis, and the orbital from p, from these px, py and pz, which will going to take part in the intermixing, that will be pz orbital. along same axis and will be at same energy. There will be difference in their energy levels. That's why we are taking the hybridization. Clear? But the difference will be almost negligible in case of pz orbitals, because pz orbital again lie along the z axis. Clear? And orbital that are formed after intermixing, that is hybrid orbital, and this is known as the sp hybrid orbital. This larger lobe will going to carry positive charge and smaller lobe will going to carry negative charge. So this is the representation for the hybrid orbitals. Clear? So now you can ask me the question that in valence shell electron pair theory we have not taken anything like that or any example of the hybridization. So what is the need of the hybridization? We are taking the hybridization because we need the atomic orbitals should be of equivalent energy. And simply when we have learnt about the concept of the electronic configuration, you have learnt that when you are taking the different shells for filling the configuration, that is 2s, 2p or 3s, all are of slightly different energies. That s orbital is almost lower in energy then p and then d. Clear? So to make all these at equivalent energy level, we need to hybrid these orbitals. Clear? To make them all comparable in their energies. For example, this hybrid orbital is of almost same energy. Clear? So this is the basic need, because in valence shell electron pair theory, if we are considering that all the valence bonds or covalent bonds formed by the ligands with the orbitals are of same energy and same bond length, so there will be contradiction. Why? Because these 3s, 3p and 3d orbitals are having different energy levels. So how we can say that the ligands that are associated with these orbitals will going to have same bond length? That is not we can expect na. In 3s case, if we are having here any ligand, and in 3p case again any ligand, and we are expecting that their bond lengths will be same. So for atomic orbitals we can't take it as it is, because there is the contradiction, because we have learned that these orbitals are not of same energy. So to make them of same energy, we need to make them hybridized. Clear? So this is the requirement for the hybridization. That's why we are reading the concept of hybridization. So after hybriding these orbitals, we can take the ligands associated with these orbitals are having same energy and same bond lengths. Clear? So this is the need of hybridization. Clear? And the next point is the hybrid orbitals are more effective in forming stable bonds than the pure atomic orbitals. Clear? As I have explained you that in case of atomic orbitals there is the slightly difference in their energy levels, but in case of hybrid orbitals they are all capable of forming the stable bonds than the pure atomic orbitals. And these hybrid orbitals are directed in space in some preferred directions to have minimum repulsions between electron pairs and thus a stable arrangement. Therefore, the type of hybridization also indicate the geometry of the molecules. Clear? So, hybrid orbitals are generally directed in the space in such manner that they will going to experience lesser repulsions. This is the main point from the hybridization, that it will going to affect the geometry of the molecule, because hybrid orbital decides to where they will going to ally. For example, we will going to discuss this example again also, but once you see from here, there is the intermixing of s orbital and pz orbital. Clear? And they will going to face each other at the angle of 180 degree. That is the linear angle they are going to make here. Clear? So this is the that will be in this form. This is the first sp hybrid orbital, of beryllium, and again this will be second hybrid orbital of beryllium. Clear? So these both orbitals are facing each other from the opposite faces and almost lying at 180 degree to face the least repulsions. Clear? That is 180 degree angle they are forming least repulsions, and if I will take it in this manner, then they both will going to face maximum repulsions here. But if I am taking both at 180 degree already here, then there will be lesser repulsions. Clear? So according to this concept, as you have seen in valence shell electron pair theory, when two ligands are associated with central metal atom, then the hybridization will be sp and geometry will be linear. Clear? So we can see that hybrid orbitals are actively responsible for the geometry of the molecules. Clear? And next, important conditions for the hybridization. The orbitals present in the valence shell of the atom are hybridized. So firstly we need to hybridize the orbitals, and the orbital undergoing the hybridization should have almost equal energy. Energy of the orbital should be equal. And then promotion of electron is not essential condition prior to hybridization. Sometimes there is no electron in any orbital, and still after hybridization those orbitals are involving the ligands to associate with them, and it is not necessary that only half-filled orbitals participate in hybridization. In some cases, even filled orbitals of the valence shell also take part in the hybridizations. Clear? For example, we can also understand the concept of hybridization for ammonia molecule NH3, in which nitrogen will going to have lone pair of electrons. In detail, we are going to see this all with the help of the examples. I hope you all have understood that what are the features of hybridization and what are the important conditions for the hybridization and what is the need of the hybridization. Hybridization is required to make the atomic orbitals of almost same or comparable energies, that they will be of same energies to form the stable bonds. Clear? And then types of the hybridization. There are various types of the hybridization involving s, p and d orbitals. The different types of hybridizations are as under. First is the sp hybridization. This type of hybridization involves the mixing of one s and one p orbital, resulting in the formation of two equivalent sp hybrid orbitals. Clear? Initially with the same example I have explained that one s orbital and one p orbital intermix to form sp hybrid orbital. Two atomic orbitals intermix to form two hybrid orbitals of same and equivalent energies. Clear? This is the example of sp hybridization. We have taken the example of beryllium chloride here, that is BeCl2. So clear to this point? And then the suitable orbitals for sp hybridization are s and pz orbitals. If the hybrid orbitals are to lie along the z-axis, each sp hybrid orbitals has 50% s character and 50% p character, because in sp hybridization both are contributing equally, half contribution. So 50% s character and 50% p character. Clear? Such a molecule in which the central atom is sp hybridized and linked directly to two other central atoms possesses linear geometry. Clear? So the type of molecule in which central atom is sp hybridized means, as we have taken in case of beryllium, central atom in beryllium chloride is beryllium, no? So beryllium will going to have sp hybrid orbitals, and these sp hybrid orbitals of beryllium are going to overlap with p orbital of the chlorine. Clear? In case of when you are going to fill the configuration for the chlorine, at that time you will going to see that there is the one empty p orbital which will overlap with the sp hybrid orbitals of the beryllium atom. Clear? That is here you can see these orbitals. This is the first sp hybrid orbital and that will be the second sp hybrid orbital of beryllium, and this empty orbital, that is the pz orbital of chlorine atom, overlaps with both the sp hybrid orbitals of the beryllium and responsible for the formation of the linear geometry. Clear? So this is the example of the sp hybridization. So this type of hybridization is also known as diagonal hybridization. The two sp hybrid pairs in the opposite direction along the z-axis with projecting positive lobes and very small negative lobes, which provides more effective overlapping and results in the formation of the stronger bonds. Clear? Means, as I have explained you earlier, this is the positive larger lobe and that will be the smaller negative lobes, and both these orbitals are facing up from here to each other at the opposite sides to face lesser repulsions. They are making an angle of 180 degree and then it will going to show overlapping with the vacant or empty p orbitals. Clear? And examples of the molecules having sp hybridization. The first one is the beryllium chloride. The ground state electronic configuration of the beryllium is 1s2 2s2. In the excited state, the one of the 2s electrons is promoted to vacant 2p orbital to account for its bivalency. That is same I have explained you earlier. Clear? That is 2s electron will going to excite to 2p orbital, and then one 2s and one 2p orbital get hybridized to form two sp hybrid orbitals. These two sp hybrid orbitals are oriented in opposite directions, forming an angle of 180 degree. Each of the sp hybridized orbitals overlaps with the 2p orbital of chlorine axially and form two beryllium chlorine sigma bonds. As you have learned that in case of this type of the hybridization, that the sp hybridized orbitals linked directly to two other central atoms possesses linear geometry. Same example, chlorine atom will going to show overlapping of its empty p orbital with the sp hybrid orbitals of the beryllium atom. This is the first p orbital and that is the second p orbital is overlapping here. Clear? And forming an angle of 180 degree. So this is the example of the sp hybridization. I hope you have understood the whole concept of the hybridization and first type of the hybridization, that is the sp.